Hi. I said I was going to do this a while ago. I was watching a YouTube video about Freddie Mercury and his death and his um, and that about him suffering with AIDS, and there were some comments that people left saying that they felt sorry for him. I just wanted to discuss that. I don't remember which video it was, but if you um, if you're the one that I said I was going to do a video on feeling sorry for Freddie, if I commented on your comment saying that, and if you remember, don't be shy, say, hey, that was me. Um, Another thing I want to discuss is the critique on Bohemian Rhapsody. And the third thing, and the most bothersome thing I want to discuss, are the so-called afterlife interviews with Freddie Mercury. Sorry, I'm stirring my drink here. Going off topic just for a second, for those of you who are wondering, you might know what this is. This is a apple cider vinegar drink with 1 ounce of apple cider vinegar with the mother, half an ounce of lime juice and water. And yes, I do have a straw, because I know apple cider vinegar and lemon and lime juice are acidic, and they're very hard on your teeth. They can damage your enamels. So for those of you who know about the apple cider vinegar drinks, and you're going to say, you should be using a straw. I am. See? I do have to say it's absolutely disgusting, but it's good for you. I might discuss that more in another video. But anyways, getting back on topic here. I want to start with Bohemian Rhapsody and the critiques of Bohemian Rhapsody. I decided to go ahead and Google critiques on Bohemian Rhapsody, and there was one in particular, one article I saw, and it was titled something like Rami Malek defends criticism of Freddie Mercury's sexuality or sex life being ignored. When I saw that, something in my brain went, what? Because how was it ignored? Like, the movie was called Bohemian Rhapsody, not Freddie Mercury's sex life. Okay? And to people out there who feel that Freddie Mercury's sex life was ignored, what were you hoping to see? What did you want to know? Did you think it was going to be, a bunch of hot, steamy sex scenes between Rami Malek playing Freddie Mercury and some other guy playing one of Freddie's lovers? Like, I don't understand. I can't wrap my brain around Bohemian Rhapsody ignoring Freddie Mercury's sex life. Bohemian Rhapsody was not about Freddie Mercury's sex life. Bohemian Rhapsody was about Freddie. It was about Queen. It was about Dr. Brian May, Roger Taylor, and John Deacon. It was about how these 4 young men came together. It was about how Farrokh Bulsara became Freddie Mercury, and these 4 young men got together and created Queen and got it off the ground. And their experience, Brian and Roger's and John's experience with Freddie, it was their memories, their story. And, another complaint, another critique, was inaccuracies. It was a biopic, not a documentary. I repeat, it was a biopic. not a documentary. So there were a few inaccuracies, and the timeline was a little off, I guess. So what were the issues? What? Oh, that's not the concert that Freddie wore his black and white bodysuit in. He wore his silver glittery one at that show. Get it right. That's not what John said. That's not where Roger was standing. Brian wasn't even there. Who cares about the stupid little details like that? Who gives a crap? It doesn't matter. Again, it was a biopic, not a documentary. If you want to see something that has the timeline and the exact details of everything, look for a documentary. I'm sure there's all kinds of documentary movies about Queen, about Dr. Brian May, about Roger Taylor, about John Deacon, and about Freddie. Go ahead and watch them. The reason why the critiques bother me so much is because we know that there were people who actually knew Freddie personally, who were involved with him when he was alive, who decided to share their memories and their story to put Bohemian Rhapsody together. And you took that and threw it in their face. They did not have to share any of it with us. Bohemian Rhapsody did not have to be made, but they decided to put it together with Century 21 Fox and movie producers, and they all sat together and they figured it out, and they decided this is how they wanted to tell their story. It was their story to tell. Yes, Century 21 Fox they put this story out there, but the people that knew Freddie and were very much involved in the making of the movie, it was their story to tell. They did not have to tell it. A huge shout out to Dr. Brian May, Roger Taylor, John Deacon, Kashmira, anyone, Phoebe, anyone who knew Freddie personally, who ate with him, drank with him, fought with him, cried with him, laughed with him, talked with him. I apologize for the thoughtlessness and disrespect of those who complained about Bohemian Rhapsody. And I personally want to thank you all for choosing to share it with us, because I get that these were memories and stories that meant a lot to you all, and that you did not have to share them with us. You did not have to share them with the fans, but you chose to, and I want to thank you. Speaking of Bohemian Rhapsody, Queen is now currently on tour, the Bohemian Rhapsody tour. And it is to my understanding that there are people who are still complaining about Adam Lambert trying to be Freddie Mercury. That could not be farther from the truth. There was a time, I admit, there was a time when I thought to myself, Adam is great, he's good looking, he's talented, he's You know, he's very out there, he's flamboyant, he's entertaining, he has everything it takes to front Queen. But something changed that, and that's not something I'm going to share in this video. I may share it in another video, but I'm not going to share that today. But now, I'm very thankful for Adam. I'm very thankful for Adam Lambert. And to those of you who have tickets to see them, you should be extremely thankful to Adam. Yes, Brian and Dr. Brian May and Roger Taylor did choose him. I don't know if John Deacon had anything to do with that. I don't want to discredit him if he did, but I'm not sure if he did. So, you know, point being, at the end of the day, Adam could have said, no thank you. Freddie Mercury's shoes are way too big to fill. I don't want that pressure. No thank you. But he didn't. He took that challenge and he faced it head on. And it is because of that, because he chose to take the offer, because he chose to join Queen, that those of you with tickets to see Queen live get to see Queen live. So if you want to complain about Adam Lambert not quite being Freddie, remember that. If it wasn't for him, you would not get to see Queen live at all. I personally don't think that there could have been a better choice. I don't think that, you know, Brian or Roger, maybe even John, I don't know. Probably not likely, because as far as I understand, he's not involved with Queen anymore, but they could not have made a better choice. And I honestly feel that Freddie would be proud of Adam. I feel that if Freddie was alive today, and that if he wanted to be retired by the time he was in his 70s, which if he was alive today, he'd be 72. I think Freddie would have been very happy with the choice. I think Freddie would have insisted on Adam personally. I really do. Now, I know that I'm going to get a lot of backlash for what I said about the fans that complained about Bohemian Rhapsody. And I know that I'm going to get a lot of backlash for, you know, speaking my mind about Adam Lambert. Adam, thank you, thank you, thank you for giving us Queen back. And thank you, thank you, thank you, Brian and Roger as well, for giving us Queen back. I cannot forget you guys. You're all amazing and unforgettable. With that said, I have to talk about the biggest thing that bothers me about what I've seen on YouTube regarding Freddie Mercury. And that is afterlife interviews with Freddie Mercury. I have heard from spirit before personally, not often, but I've experienced it. No, please don't ask me if I've heard from Freddie. I have not heard from Freddie, and I wouldn't share that anyway. I really wouldn't. But I have heard from spirits before on on occasions. That's not an everyday thing, but from time to time, yeah. One medium that I do believe and trust, and another shout out here to Teresa Caputo. Teresa Caputo, I love you. You are fabulous. I hope that everything is going well for you, and I hope you come to my city soon. I'd like to see you again. Anyway, Teresa Caputo said it best when she says, Spirit gives you what you need, not what you want. That right there is proof that these so-called afterlife interviews with Freddie Mercury are fake. Because an interview is something people want, not what people need. Spirit gives you what you need, not what you want. Another thing that I'm going to throw out there that is proof that these interviews, these so-called afterlife interviews, are fake, is anyone who knew anything about Freddie Mercury, Queen fans, Freddie fans, if there's anything to be said about Freddie, he despised being interviewed. He hated being interviewed. To get an interview with him was like pulling teeth. Even for the most respected journalists of the time, he hated being interviewed. And he was not shy about saying he hated being interviewed. One of his last interviews, he said, the interviewer said, how was your day? You know, something along those lines. And Freddie's, you know, do you like your job? And Freddie said, yeah, I had a good day. I like my job, but I hate talking to people like you. Straight up. I hate talking to people like you. And then he said, but you're the last person I'm going to talk to. So you're going to get a good interview, darling. Something along those lines. I don't remember. Please don't attack me because I didn't quote it exactly as it was said. I don't remember exactly word for word what it was said. I remembered the best that I could. But my point is that even Freddie himself was not shy about saying he didn't like being interviewed. So why all of a sudden would he be okay with it? I'm a very spiritual person, as I said. I have dabbled in tarot card readings, tea leaf readings, clairvoyancy readings, and on occasion, I do hear from spirit. No, I don't give readings. I haven't touched tarot cards or tea leaves or anything like that in so long. I wouldn't be able to give a decent reading anyway. So please don't ask me for a reading. I do believe that the things that you enjoy in this life and despise in this life don't change when you die. Your personality, I don't believe your personality changes when you die. Freddie hated being interviewed when he was alive. Why would he like them now that he's dead? To go to the reason why I decided to do this little rant is because, as I said at the beginning of the video, I don't remember which video I saw, but it's the reason why I'm doing this one, is that people felt sorry for Freddie. And here's another reason why people are going to attack me. But please do not attack me for this just yet. Let me explain. I personally don't feel sorry for Freddie. Again, please let me explain what I mean by that before you attack me. I am sad that he died. I wish he was still alive. I am sad that he suffered with AIDS. Nobody deserves that. That's an awful way for anybody to die. I do feel bad, but I don't feel pity. I don't feel sorry for him. One reason is because he didn't want pity. He didn't want people to feel sorry for him. Freddie had love and support, and he had everything he wanted. I've heard stories so many times by John, Roger, and Brian that Freddie said, just write music. I just want something to sing. I just want to keep working until I die. I just want to keep singing. I just want to keep making music. Let's just keep making the music. And they gave him that. That's what he asked for. And he got what he asked for. He had his friends. He had his family. He had his husband. Jim Hutton, rest in peace. And I hope that you and Freddie are together and happy. And he had his music. Freddie had a purpose. Freddie had a reason to keep going, to keep getting up, and to keep fighting. Freddie, from my understanding, lived quite a bit longer than most people did with HIV/AIDS. And that's why. That's one of the biggest reasons why, is because he had love and support and he had purpose. The AIDS victims that I feel sorry for, that I have pity for in that time, and I remember that time. I was young. I was 12 or 13, probably 12 going on 13 when Freddie was diagnosed. So I was young, but I remember the scare. I remember it being on the news, people dying left, right, and center. And I remember people thinking it was, the plague again. And there were thousands of nameless, faceless people who died along with Freddie that nobody cared to know about. Those are the AIDS victims that I feel pity for. Those are the AIDS victims that I wish I could have gone to them and said, you know what? It's not your fault. This is not a punishment from God. You don't deserve this. And this is not a gay man's disease. It's none of that. And you are loved. And I am someone who cares. And you do matter. Those are the people that needed to hear that. Freddie heard it every day. Freddie saw it every day. But anyway, that's my rant. And if you want to hear more, please click the like button below and subscribe. And I'll give you plenty more. Bye.